I bought all of the most colorful drinks at Starbucks, and today I'm gonna be turning them all into slime. I love Starbucks and I love slimes. I'm excited to see how they mix. I'm starting off with matcha cream or creme frappuccino blended beverage. That is the official legal name. We already have a lot of matcha themed slimes in our shop, so I think that this will go perfectly. Because this is a frappuccino, I kind of want to go for a cloud slime. It will really capture the vibe of a frappuccino. So let's get started trying to find this perfect matcha color. So we have leaf green, watercolor green, and neon bright green. I think we should start with leaf green because matcha is like a natural, healthy thing. This is way too Shrek-like. This is not what we want. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of this watercolor. Don't worry, I am determined to get this color perfect. This is what we have. It is similar, but it's not good enough for me, so we're gonna need to change it. Let's do some color theory here. And so this is a very yellowy green, and this is a very intense green. I'm gonna go grab yellow, brown, and more cloud slime and see if I can fix this. Does that look like matcha? I think so. I think we got our desired color. There we have our base for our matcha frappuccino slime. Now where to go from here? There's only one thing to do, which is to test what this actually tastes like to determine what the vibe of the slime should be. Let's try it. It's not good. That's really gross. Surprisingly, tastes kind of like the ground, but some people love that, and it tastes like nature. So we're definitely gonna need some nature themes. I was getting a lot of whipped cream in there. Gonna add some whipped cream, something nature themed, and another green element of some sort. Luckily, when I was back in the clay area, I found this. I've never used this before, but this is a whipped cream clay mold. I've never seen it before, but it is time to test it out today. I have here a bunch of whipped cream looking clay. It will go perfectly with our slime. Just gotta scrape off the excess, push it in there. All right, the moment of truth. Does this clay mold actually work? Oh. Yeah, that looks exactly like whipped cream. Wow, that looks like actual whipped cream. That's crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and add this as my little topper. And then here I have my charms already picked out. The only matcha charm that we have literally in the entire warehouse is this little matcha latte with this super happy frog on it. But I think that the vibe works really well, especially because all I tasted when I tasted that, I don't wanna say dirt, but there was definitely an undertone of grass, some sort of naturey feeling, and frogs live in nature. So how much more perfect could that be?
I'm a frog.
I also have an assortment of green crumbs that I'm gonna add to the top here just for a little bit of extra green pop. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of this on here. I think it's missing one little thing. 1 second. Its own tiny little Starbucks straw. Look how cute it is. It's so perfect. Put this right over here. Look at how cute that is. This is one of the cutest slimes I may have ever seen. I would say this is a 10 out of 10. We did it. Let's move on to our next one. Next, we have this pineapple passion fruit Starbucks Refreshers beverage. This one's definitely giving me clear slime vibes. This one should be a pretty easy color to achieve. This will be a good test of my color judgment. This is not the right color. I think it's extremely close. I'm just gonna add a hint of orange. This is good practice for me. I am evidently very bad at getting colors correct. Now that we've got our color, I'm gonna go and move on to the add-ins. I feel like if this was a slime, it would be a jelly cube slime because of all of these little squares at the top. I'm gonna go ahead and mix jelly cubes into this real quick. Here's my baggie of jelly cubes. I want a very specific amount of jelly cubes in here because you don't want your jelly cubes to overwhelm your slime. Now we have our jelly cube. It's time to add the pineapple and apparently passion fruit theme into it. Here I have my chunks of pineapple. And then for the passion fruit, I wasn't really sure what passion fruit looked like, but I looked through the charms and we do not have anything. My only experience with passion fruit is having the little passion fruit seeds at the bottom of your boba. So I thought maybe these bright yellow circular glitters could give that vibe. So I'm just gonna sprinkle the top with a little bit of that. And for the finishing touch, I would like to give all of them their own tiny little straw to give it that Starbucks theme. And there we go. It's adorable, just like the other one. This one looks great and it's done, but I kind of realized something while I was making this one. It looks almost identical to one slime that we already have at Peachybbies. So I thought I'd show you this slime a little bit. This is Pineapple Chunks. It is one of our jelly cube slimes, and it is available right now at peachybbies.com. If you want to squish your own own jelly cube slime. This one is probably my #1 recommendation for jelly cube slimes right now. And we restock every single Friday, so if you want one, set your alarms for 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's move on to our next Starbucks slime. Next, we have our strawberries and cream Frappuccino. This was my childhood favorite. I'm gonna do something kind of different this time. I'm gonna start off with this cloud slime, but I'm also going to mix in a string of clear slime because it has kind of like this dark jelly thing going throughout it. So I'm gonna try to kind of replicate that, but I'm going to try and see if I can do all of that using just one watercolor dye. So I have this red watercolor dye, which I love to use as a pink. That's already beautiful color. I'm already happy with that. Let's try to get a little section of this clear slime to look like a dark red strawberry jelly. Need a good amount of this. Trying not to dye my hands. There we have it, our little strawberry jelly. It looks so cute already. I think I'm gonna drizzle this at the bottom of my cup. I'm gonna start at the bottom here. Okay, that's not too bad so far. A little bit more for the other side. I don't want it to be too full, but I feel like that's a good amount. Hopefully you can really see that through this cloud slime I'm about to add. Very carefully put this in here without messing up what we just did. Look at how perfect that is. That came out so much better than I had even expected. I feel like we should turn that into a slime for the shop because I think that looks so cool. Next, it is time to add our whipped cream. Because the whipped cream works so well on our matcha Frappuccino, I'm gonna use the same mold for this one. Here we go. Hopefully this one is as pretty as last time. Yeah, I'd say it is. I want the whipped cream to be like right on top of the can. That is so cute. Just like any other slime, I need to add my charms on top. I picked out 2 different strawberry charms for this. These are both of our like cartoony, not very realistic looking strawberries, and I thought that that really fit the vibe of this. I want to say this is a perfect slime. I know it's a bold statement, but have you ever seen a slime this cute? I don't know if I have. 10 out of 10. Let's move on to our next one. Next, we have our frozen strawberry acai lemonade Starbucks refresher beverage. I'm obviously going to be going with a clear slime again because I can see through it. I'm gonna mix together my tangerine and my red because this is a very strange color. It's sort of like a blood orange color. I would say that's pretty much the right color. It looks very intense. Go ahead and put that in there. Now this is frozen strawberry acai lemonade. I have big strawberry, little strawberry, which I'm going to pretend are my acai berries. And then I have my lemon slices. I gotta get across the point that this is a lemonade. It's getting the point across for sure. Is it cute? Not in my opinion. Listen, not every single slime is gonna be a 10 out of 10. I'll give this one a solid 4 out of 10. Honestly, I think it might be Starbucks' fault. I don't want to point any fingers, but all right, let's move on to the next one. Next, we have the internet famous dragon drink. It looks very cool. So right now I'm seeing a lot of like separation here. I'm not sure if that's purposeful or not, but it looks like it's kind of like a cloudy pink on the bottom, a light pink in the middle, and like a clear pink on top. So I'm gonna do a 3-layer slime for this. I'm gonna start off with a clear slime for the bottom. I'm gonna do pink, and then I'm gonna add lotion into it to kind of get that cloudy look. A little bit goes a very long way. Okay, so here's my base layer. So I have some icy slime here that I'm going to add pink. I want it to be like almost white, honestly. Tiniest hint of pink in there, like that, kind of. Gonna add a little layer of it now to the middle, just enough so you can see it on the sides. And now instead of adding pink to the top clear slime layer, I'm gonna add fuchsia. So I wanna, just added way too much. I'm gonna soak it up with this other slime. It wasn't too much, it's fine. Well, that color is actually extremely accurate. And this is what I'm gonna top it off with. I love it. And now for our dragon fruit toppings. We have 2 different kinds of dragon fruit. I'm not really sure what the difference is besides the color, but I'm gonna go ahead and add both. And our final touch, our straw. It's perfect. I'm glad that we recovered well from that last one because I would say this one is once again extremely adorable. Definitely a win. Let's move on. Next, we have our mocha cookie crumble frappuccino. On another note, they actually spelled my name right, which is super cool because Starbucks is known for never doing that. For this one, I'm gonna mix it with cloud slime and icy slime. We're gonna do some brown in our cloud slime. There we have our nice light brown cloud slime. I'm gonna do the exact same thing to my icy slime here. Now that I have my other brown, I like that these came out very different colors even though they're the same dye. I think I'll whirl them together a little bit. I'm gonna roll it out. You know what I think would look so cool that I just thought of right now? What if I add like a little chocolate swirl and then swirl my chocolate frappuccino into my little, my little log of brown? Okay, that looks significantly uglier than I thought it was going to, but it's okay. It's still the vibe. Next, time for whipped cream. Perfect every time, 10 out of 10, beautiful. Now I wanna add my crumble. I grabbed some, what we call crumbs from our Charmville. I'm gonna add my charms, which will be one singular hunk of chocolate and one chocolate chip. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the final straw. You can't say that that's not adorable. I would say that's a win. Another 10 out of 10. I think all except for one of our Starbucks drinks today have been 10 out of 10s. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of these drinks over to Christian because he's been doing the 40 days to 4 million challenge on our TikTok and Shorts channel, so he deserves these. But there you have it. These are our 6 Starbucks inspired slimes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to comment down below what you think I should turn into a slime next, and I will see you next week.